This is Awesome St. John, Jason, the original Red Ranger. You are watching the Morphin Network.
Carson's Corner is a black LGBTQ-owned small business. They sell merchandise and apparel on pop culture franchises such as Dragon Ball, King of the Hill, Sailor Moon, and of course and most importantly, Power Rangers. If you're interested in getting their amazing merch, be sure to check them out at carsoncorner.com. Link will be down below.
To know oneself is to fight one's inner demons, and in doing so, one becomes truly stronger. Okay, enough of the Confucian and Sun Tzuyan philosophy. Welcome. It's been a really long time since the previous episode of the Rider Time podcast. It's wonderful to be back in a post-Thanksgiving, pre-Christmas timeline. And boy, do we have an awesome episode today. Yeah, we are a week behind. There was a lot going on. We were at LA Comic-Con, and there was so much awesome stuff going on. I got to meet so many awesome faces. I got to hang out with Campbell Cooley. Shout outs to Campbell. I got to hang out. I got to meet Brandon Mejia. I got to meet David Yost. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get to Jason David Frank, even though Dagger Boy actually did get to. But I also met some other really cool faces like Katie Lotz, John Barrowman, and of course Phil Lamar. What an amazing experience it was. And I'm sorry you guys missed out on an entire episode of Rider Time podcast for me to experience that. But we're back on track. And we're going to do this episode. We're just doing we are just going to do episode 12, Weakness is Strength, Invincible Jeanne. And we're gonna try to do like a double episode a little later down the line. So I apologize for the inconvenience. And also, aside from that, there's also Doctor Who, which also had a completion in its 6-episode Flux plotline. What to say about it? Let's just say I wish I had the Mind Robbers on DVD. I'm just gonna put it like that. And of course, we got Harry Potter Tournament of Houses, but we're gonna focus on Kamen Rider. So here we go. This is the episode where Sakura has to overcome her greatest weakness, which is she doesn't think that she has any weaknesses, and it's making her weak. But don't worry, guys, because I know our girl is going to become a Kamen Rider. I just know it. But and of course, we all know it because, one, we saw the trailer for this episode, and two, you guys are a week ahead. But boy, what an episode this was. Now moving right along, we do find some very interesting stuff going on. For one, we find out that this doctor who we thought was going to be an episode of the day villain, turns out he has bigger plans. He wants to become the next Giff. Like, what is going on there? Like, do you think he will be able to succeed in some way? Maybe overthrow one or two of the other dead men and achieve his ambitions? Or do you think it's going to be more like Cancer from Kamen Rider Forze, where, they're just going to wait for him, an opportunity for him to slip up? Anyways, so I thought that is an interesting turn of events, because I wasn't expecting him to become like a full arc-long villain, but I hope it just lasts longer than God dang it, Kagero. Kagero, his name is Kagero. I'm surprised Kagero didn't last as long as he did, but we do learn a little bit more about Aguilar. Turns out that she was raised to be the bride of Giff since the beginning, since she was a child. Like, that is crazy, because I know that this is a cult, but I didn't think they would go this far with the cult. And of course she tries to lay some truth onto Sakura, saying, hey, there's different kinds of happiness. But I'm curious, do you think that she will stay happy in the context that she believes she's being happy, or do you think that she will snap out of it? I hope we find out about that, like around episode 27, let's say. But we're hearing from that. We know that one, Sakura wanted to be invincible since she was a little girl, so we got a lot more girl power in this episode. In that, yes, since they were little children, they knew what they wanted to become, but of course, Sakura, she cannot transform with her belt, and I could make an easy Kamen Rider Fies joke about Mari becoming Fies, or rather not becoming Fies. And I know there's been a little bit of like sexism in Kamen Rider to some extent when it came to female writers, but I think we are moving in the right direction to some extent because we do have 2 female writers in the previous season. I mean, they weren't tertiary like Valkyrie, but at least we got some progress. And I hope that Sakura, they're becoming a writer, like she will move up in the world. But frankly, I'm just a little disappointed that she didn't become the secondary writer, because like I always had this really cool idea for a season of Kamen Rider where the lead writer, he would have 2 different insects as his ability, so he'd be Kamen Rider twin sex, and the second writer would be a female writer who uses the powers of 3 dinosaurs, and her name would be Kamen Rider Triassic, because get it, tri as in 3 and Triassic as in dinosaur themed. And hey, we got a dinosaur themed Kamen Rider this season. So, but yeah, it is what it is. Now she does finally get to transform because she overcame her weakness, and her weakness is not believing that she has any kind of weakness. Do you guys think that this moral is well written for this plot? Because like I get it that people have weaknesses no matter how strong they are, and you need to be able to acknowledge your weaknesses before you can overcome them and become stronger from the experience. But do you think that they could have done this a little bit better? Maybe they could have put more emphasis on why she's weak and not, oh, she's just ignoring the fact that she's weak, and maybe show her overcoming that weakness a little more on screen. Nevertheless, we do see her finally transform, and I can't help but feel that the proportions on this belt don't really look good to me. Mainly because maybe it's because of her figure, but that belt looks way too vertically lengthy. And I know that in her rider form, it becomes horizontal, but it just feels there's way too much vertical axis, not enough horizontal or frontal axis, and just kind of bothers me a little bit because there's really not much you could do with these belts. But her transformation looked amazing. Like, what do you guys think of the transformation? Personally, I love how you got not only the snake theme, but you do have a bit of a water thing going. And, low-key, it does remind me of Bayonetta a little bit because of the water element. But more importantly, this reminds me of another video game waifu, Samus Aran. Because this, honestly, her suit in this fight sequence kind of reminds me of Zero Suit Samus, because her suit is mostly blue. The fabric looks very similar to Zero Suit Samus's, and she's got a blonde ponytail, and I don't know. Oh, and she's got the high heels. So it feels kind of weird. It kind of reminds me of Zero Suit Samus. What do you guys think of the suit? Now, of course, she does have her own dead man, and this dead man is named Love Cove, because the only thing she can say are love and cove. And she's weak. She's literally all of Sakura's weakness, like concentrated into a single entity. And what do you guys think? What do you guys think of this new dead man? Do you think she's adorable? Do you think she's off-putting? Do you think that she'll be more involved in a much stronger kind of way? What are your thoughts on that? And of course, we get a classic 1 versus 100 battle, very reminiscent of the music video for Kamen Rider Meteor. And of course, for you Power Ranger fans, there's SPD Shadow Ranger from that one episode where Doggy Kruger finally transforms. And of course, she takes out that entire army and does her rider kick. What do you guys think of the rider kick? And of course, while this doctor is upset that she defeated the contract monster, the dead man, Aguilera seems very happy that she defeated her. She even says, Sakura's really cool. And, I was thinking earlier in the episode, maybe Aguilera in particular wants Sakura to become more powerful, if for no other reason to get rid of this guy, because as we mentioned earlier, he wants to become the next GIF and essentially marry Aguilera, but she's not having it. So my question is, does she genuinely want Sakura to become stronger? Does she want her to only become stronger to make a fool out of this guy? Maybe both, or maybe she wants her to be a sacrifice, or maybe twinsies. I don't know. What do you guys think of that? But I'm getting a lot of Kamen Rider Forze vibes in the whole Libra versus Cancer thing. But of course, when the three siblings make amends, we do see more of interaction between Vice and Love Cove, and of course he thinks, wait a minute, you're too adorable. I hope you don't become a more popular character than me. And my question to you guys, do you think that Love Cove is already a more popular character than Vice? Do you guys still prefer Vice over Love Cove, or do you prefer Love Cove over Vice? Let me know in the comments. And of course, you can't help but hear Love Cove subtly say loser. So I'm wondering, is this a Japanese pun where Kovu means loser in Japanese, or is she not as adorable as she lets on? Well, that's all we can find. Well, that's all there is to this episode, and I can't wait to watch episode 13 to get more answers. And of course, I know 13 already aired, and we're going to review it a little bit later on. So moving on. So my thoughts on the episode, I thought it was great, but I do think that the character development portion for Sakura could have been handled a little bit better, because it seemed like her overcoming her weakness happened way too much off screen. But on the upside, at least Sakura is now a writer. Now, moving on to the comment section. I hope you guys are enjoying the show, and of course, this is live. So if you have any comments, your thoughts on the episode, do let us know, whether you're on Facebook or on YouTube, and let's get started. Pret the Mesh says, "Hi guys. I watched Gokaiger 10 years after, and it was good." Yeah, I know, they got a battleizer and everything. Let's see. Speaking of Gokaiger, I think Dawn Brothers will turn into past teams just like them. Dawn Brothers turning to past teams? I don't know if they're gonna do something like that, because it's the 46th team. Sorry, 46th team for Super Sentai. But we don't even know what the theme is. But I do like the idea of Dawn Brothers, because Dawn like Mafia, and Brothers because like Mario Brothers. It'd be fun if that was the theme. And when it's Sentai Hero Special will be coming, I don't know. Ask Kent and Clement. They've both been busy. I've been busy. We've all been busy. We're still busy, because tomorrow, if you're in the LA area, please come say hi to everyone here at Morphin Network at Anime Pasadena on the 11th and the 12th of December 2021 in the Pasadena Convention Center. And the week right after that, if you happen to be in the San Fernando Valley area, be sure to check out We Can Be Heroes Comics, because Tim, Tom, and Ted DeFilippo, also known as the Trays of Hearts, Wisdom, and the Courage, will be showing up at We Can Be Heroes Comics on 2936 Devonshire Street, Chatsworth, California, 91311, and on December 18th at 12 p.m. So be sure to check that out. And of course, this is going to be the first time we're meeting the DeFilippos, because at Fat Collectibles, me and my senpai Dagger Boy, we were covering that event. And of course, quick as lightning, strong as steel, watch out, danger, he's for real. But yes, so if you like watching our reviews of Kamen Rider Revice or Sentai Hero Special, where we review Kikai Sentai Zenkaiger, or Power Rangers Dino Fury on Ranger Podcast Live, or the Boom Studios comics on Power Ranger Comics Live, be sure to comment, like, and subscribe to us on Morphin Network on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and ding the bell icon, because those dead men are trying to destroy the YouTube algorithms as we know it. And of course, are there any future Ranger actors? Maybe, maybe not. I will not disclose any details, but I'll say this much: when the time comes, we will let you know. But most importantly of all, be sure to follow all of our socials. We recently did do quite a number of interviews, and of course, we did interview Brandon Mejia in LA Comic-Con. So I hope you guys enjoyed that if you happen to be there. And of course, if you want to follow me, you could find me on Instagram at Chronos_cosplay. You can find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/BokenKabuto. And thank you all for being such a lovely audience. I hope you're having a great weekend. And again, if you happen to be at Anime Pasadena, I will see you all tomorrow. Be sure to say hi, and I'll be happy to say hi back to you. Anyways, peace out. Enjoy your weekend. Bye.
Carson's Corner is a black LGBTQ-owned small business. They sell merchandise and apparel on pop culture franchises such as Dragon Ball, King of the Hill, Sailor Moon, and of course and most importantly, Power Rangers. If you're interested in getting their amazing merch, be sure to check them out at carsoncorner.com. Link will be down below.